Japan censors Persona 4 revival bending to Western outrage by removing quote-unquote insensitive jokes/scenes. Do not bend the knee, but let's get it.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Persona 4 revival situation. It appears that this game is going full modern audience.
Right, just a little bit of intro. I never actually delved into the Persona series, but I guess that I know the one thing I know about Persona is that it's like I think it's the same the same company for Yakuza series as well, because they're all under Sega. So yeah, I never really touched Persona series, but I might in the future though.
Specifically, it is going to sanitize itself for the Western audience that is hypersensitive about everything. They were removing many problematic aspects of this game and this franchise to cater to these screechers on social media who are still not satisfied even with these changes. Even after bending the knee, it is not enough. The things we're going to be talking about is including some problematic dialogue, including jokes that were deemed insensitive. Those have been reworked. But I want to start off with,
I swear to God, there's always gotta be those damn snowflakes. Oh my God, he said the no words. I'm offended. Oh my gosh, I'm about to have a panic attack. Yo, change this or I'm a boycott your game. Yo, shut the fuck up, man. Like, as I said before, if you don't like the game, just get the fuck out of here. Just don't ruin it for everybody because you had some temper tantrums for something that you didn't like or you didn't hear, or I don't know, like, as long as you didn't like shit, just get the fuck out and just do other shit besides like rambling nonsense about the game that you don't really like. Yikes.
something that is a lot more simple and very evident to realize. It's the fan service. Apparently, bathing suits are not allowed any longer in this franchise. That's a little bit too much for the Western audience because we have a very interesting situation. So when it comes to the character Rize, it appears that a bathing suit scene...
Let me guess. If I were to channel my inner Western quote-unquote modern audience aura, here we go. Oh my God, what the oh my God, like, is that a child in a bikini? I swear, Persona series or this Persona 4 is sexualizing children. Oh, the humanity. Yo, like they are baiting for PDFs and also for creepy players. Yo, this is not right. Yo, better change it or I'm gonna call the cops. Yeah, that's what they sound like. In their, like, I don't know, like, with their blue hairs and in their matcha lattes on the Starbucks. They're just screeching right now they're screeching towards the heavens.
And one of the promotional trailers for this game has only been removed in the Western version of this trailer. You can see on the left, this is from the Japanese trailer, and on the right, that is the same timestamp in the English version of this trailer. They clearly cut out this entire sequence because, well, people on the Western side of Twitter are loud, obnoxious screechers who are angry about this. And, well, on the one hand, you could say, well, Japan doesn't want to cater to them anymore, and really that is the product.
Please do not cater to these literal babies on the Western side. Because you know why? They won't stop. They will never stop. They will just complain and complain and complain and complain until there's nothing to complain. But still, even there's nothing, they can still find something to complain just to garner up some virtue signaling points. Yikes, man. Like, here's my stance of this. Like, I really support Japanese studios who doesn't bend the knee. But when it comes to Persona or what is under Atlas or Sega, Yo, like this is not the way. You don't have to bend the knee to these idiots online. You just have to do what you gotta do, and like if there's a liking to it, just like double down on the appeal. Not only like it will gain more revenue, you will get more fans, and also make the haters cry more. Come on, I need the salty tears.
Of so much outrage that clearly is being heard by Japanese developers, but of course, you'll never make anyone happy. You can see the ignorant comments
There
like
you
this,
go.
not realizing that this
There's
sort
the
of stuff
comment.
has existed in the game already. And on top of that, you have tweets like this getting 1,000 likes saying,
Yikes, man. There's always gotta be these fucking users, man. They always gotta go straight to the PDF mentions, man. I swear, they every time they see like a young character, they're all like the only thing they could think about is this. Is this a PDF bait or sexualizing? Like they're not normal, and they need to be checked, and also like their hard drives needs to be checked, because this is not healthy. This is not healthy.
I like how Predators post this and they're like, Atlas sexualizes Rize too. Well, if you actually played the game, you'd know this, and her dungeon is actually talking about how disgusting you are. Well, of course, it's not enough for them to remove the fact that their entire account is dedicated to this character that they're so upset about. Peak hypocrisy as usual. But on top of that, people are pointing out that individuals like this are not only annoying and virtue signaling, they're also hypocrites and tourists who don't understand what they're even talking about. This quote saying, "The dungeons aren't created by the person or their shadow. They're reflections of the collective unconscious. The dungeon wasn't about how disgusting we are. It's a reflection of how the public saw Rize. You regards don't know Jungian philosophy if it bit your behind."
Yeah.
Then, of course, we have
Another thing, those goddamn tourists, man. They're always gonna be like the thorn on everyone's sides. This is why I really want everything to be gatekeep, especially your hobbies, video games, anime, everything. Everything needs to be gatekeep, because you know why? Because if you just allow everyone, like especially for tourists, like they're just gonna like come in and ruin it for everyone, and like spout some nonsense, even though like they're not even like know the game. They just like saw shit and just starts like yapping. Yeah, we should gatekeep, man.
this right here. This is now pruning the problematic dialogue in this revival. As you can see, Persona 4 Revival producer confirms changes to Yosuke
Oh
to
man,
fit today's era. Yes,
bruh.
that is some magical language right there. Modern audience, current times, modern times. They're using
Let me guess. They're gonna use like the modern slang just to be hip with the kids. Yo, man, like I swear, like if the localizers or the writers are millennials, man, I know the every move. Like they're gonna be hip with the kids. They're gonna hit them with the slangs, just to know, like just to fit with the today's modern times. Yeah, just want to be
today's
cool.
era. That is a new one. Mark it down anytime you hear today's era being used as a defense for censorship. You know you're dealing with someone who absolutely bent the knee. But it's more than just some general approach about fitting in today's era, which no one wants. Does anyone want the dialogue of a game, a revival game, to fit today's climate? Absolutely not. But we got some specific examples, narrowing it down a little bit. So as you can see, while Persona 4 Revival has yet to be announced for the Nintendo Switch 2 by Atlus and Sega, it is expected to come out at some point. Today, more information has been revealed. Persona Team General Producer said that they will be making changes to Yosuke, saying that he's a little bit insensitive in terms of how he treats outsiders sometimes. So he wanted to lighten that up and make it a little bit more fitting for the world we live in now.
Wow. So, yo, like they're making Yosuke sissy now. Like, this is, like this is not right. They're making Yosuke like a pussy, just because like how he treats outsiders. Really? Are we for real now? Yeah, this is nuts.
And what they're referring to is what people are considering homophobic jokes that were made during some of his dialogue. They are most likely getting rid of that to fit in with today's era, which is peak modern audience rhetoric. This is something that everyone is rejecting, and people on social media,
like I swear to God, man, like these game studios, man, they're always gonna chase these like the mythical modern audience. Tell me, where's the modern audience? Like, I've been searching far and wide, across the sea, across every land. I still have to find the quote unquote modern audience. And also, like, who gives a fuck about the modern audience? It's just like, it's pretty much just virtual signalers and tourists. But I guess the modern audience is just those as well, like the tourist and the virtual signalers. I guess those are the modern audience. Yes, we listen to the minority and just disregard the majority.
Not too happy saying, but Yosuke doesn't live in the world we live in now. This is a very simple but very important point. They are changing a character to fit in not only with society outside of the game in real life, but also today's society. That makes absolutely no sense. It is a completely backwards decision. You can see more quotes saying, why can't some characters just sometimes be a jerk? It's relatable and makes for good character development. Yeah, apparently that is not enough. Characters have to be perfect. They have to be role models. They can't have flaws. They can't be edgy. They can't have any...
You know what? Like, I'll just put my take on it and just be like silent for the rest. Like, the characters I really like that are, you know, like being a asshole to the main character. There's one character that I really like. His name is Groose from the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Yeah, that Groose, the pompadour, wearing yeah, that guy who wants to like bully Link and also wants to like date Zelda. Yeah, like he started out as a bully, but over time, like as the story progresses and also character development, Groose became a likable person. Yes, like when you saw like character development, that's where you realize like, oh yeah, like he's not some asshole. He's just, you know, like find something that he could fit in, especially with the whole Destiny thing.
Anything like that, because while the impressionable, mostly Western gamers will be very upset about that, and it might corrupt them because their brains are so broken, their brains are so susceptible to all kinds of negativity entering there and having damaging effects on them to the point they're having a panic attack because a video game character is making a homophobic joke.
Bruh.
But here's another quote saying, we as humans have flaws, and that's what makes us human. We are not perfect. I'm not a fan of changing things like this just to fit the so-called current era, especially when the game isn't even supposed to take place in this era. In Persona 3 Reload...
Wait, hold on. Like, isn't like the Persona series set in like the 1990s and like the early 2010s? Like, yeah, isn't that supposed to be like everything, like even like you say like something homophobic or transphobic or any like slurs at all? Like back then it was just nothing, like no backlash, no no repercussions. You say it, you say it. It's like the YouTube back then. Like YouTube broadcast yourself. It was it was just the Wild West. Like you can get away with anything, but now you just have to like shut your mouth and follow the community guidelines, or else you get banned. Yeah.
They did the same thing similar to Yuko, and I hate it. Which, of course, they have tried to rewrite what was deemed transphobic lines in the past. So this is nothing new for Atlas, and quite frankly, I'm not surprised that they're doing this, but you can still be disappointed while not being surprised. But of course, some people are rejoicing in this. You see quotes like this saying, LGBTQ-friendly Yosuke confirmed? It's nice for them to get an update like this. His behavior was very much the norm for the time when it came out. Unfortunately, it's understandably aged very poorly. It's great to see the more upsetting behavior will be softened a bit. Yeah.
Yo, this user right here, like, has gotta be like they gotta be at least have 10 cats and stinking with wine. Yes, I said it. They have 10 cats and like drowning in wine, bottle after bottle. And then when they saw the news about Yosuke being addressed, and also change his voice lines, she's happy.
Yes, this person is upset over jokes in a video game. I believe this person should not be your target audience. I believe you should not be catering to people like this who are literally going to have a panic attack if they see an edgy joke in a game. And by the way, pretty lukewarm jokes, by the way, the kind of banter you would expect from pretty much any video game from years ago, but all of a sudden now is so bad because this individual on Twitter might have a panic attack over it. But here's another quote saying,
all right, I'll just make it quick. We need to have like the majority of gamers or players in that matter to at least experience a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. A Modern Warfare 2 COD lobby. Like, you think this is offensive? Yo, go get in that lobby, play Rust, and let's see how you fare up. Yeah, like, this shit right here compares to nothing to COD lobbies.
People grieving homophobic Yosuke need to be so for real. He will still be annoying without those few comments. Why are you worried? Well, again, we see this all the time. An appeal to triviality, right? Oh, what's the big deal? Oh, why are you so mad? Why are you worried? Well, if it wasn't a big deal, then why did they change it in the first place? If it wasn't a big deal, you should have just left it alone. Clearly, it was a big deal to you. Therefore, you're happy that it's changed.
Like, it's always gotta be like them nitpicking the things that are not a big deal. There's just minor. Of course, they are the minority. Of course, they're just gonna focus on the minor stuff. And also, like, every time they see a minor, they always get like the sussy thoughts on it. But yeah, like, they're always gonna be nitpicking. So, like, if they're gonna nitpick, like, they don't have any rights that, like, if we can nitpick or what they nitpick. It's like a nitpickception.
But here's another quote saying, I don't actually think this is a bad thing, to be honest. I think his homophobia is actually a good character flaw for him to have, but the issue is that it's just kind of treated as a gag, and no one ever really calls him out for it. Oh, it's never enough, ladies and gentlemen. They're happy it's being removed, but they're still mad that it's not being addressed.
Oh, great.
You'll never make these people happy. And
it's always gonna be like they always gonna take and take and take and take until they gonna reduce Yosuke into nothing. Like, the way he addresses homophobia. No, we changed this. Oh, it's still the personality. It's still offensive. No, we changed the personality. Oh, like, like the way he dressed is kind of offensive. Now we take the clothes. It's just take and take. Like these tourists are just they'll just never be satisfied, and they just gonna keep complaining and complaining. Like, and they're just pretty much like deconstructing Yosuke at this point.
Yes, these people are so weak-minded. They need a video game to dictate their morals. If something happens that they think is bad in the game, it has to be corrected. Otherwise, what are they going to do? What are they supposed to think? The game approves X, Y, and Z. These are characters in a fictional setting. Okay? You don't need every single thing to be resolved or addressed or corrected in any sort of a way. This is an incredibly, terminally online set of behavior. But here's another quote saying, "This is clearly well-intentioned, but if they want to make Persona 4 not homophobic, they'll need to rewrite the entire game from the ground up." Well, I told you it's not enough. They need to rewrite the whole game now. It never stops at one change.
Right. Oh my gosh, like, why not just make a new game instead of deconstructing an existing game? Yeah, like if you don't like it, make your own. Oh shit.
It's the whole thing that needs to be rewritten now because apparently the whole game is homophobic.
Yeah, like also like this user right here. Holy CEO of Persona. Yup, let's remake everything. Let's remake everything because everything is offensive and I don't like it. Everyone doesn't like it. We're gonna rewrite everything from the ground up.
Be rewritten now because apparently the whole game
Goofy ass
is
CEO.
homophobic. But speaking of these sort of never being enough, they're still mad. We're not getting this romance route. Yes, people are really mad that they're not getting a romance route with this character, and that is seemingly and very obviously because people want him to have a gay route in terms of romance. For this user saying, let him kiss boys. This is what they want, and it's so ironic because all these people were just whining about Rize being in a bathing suit, and now they're angry they're not getting a romance route with this character in the same setting. I mean, the hypocrisy is just glaring, ladies and gentlemen. But on a similar subject, Kotaku weighed in on all this, and they are, doing Kotaku things, saying, "It sure sounds like Persona 4 Revival is getting rid of the homophobia. Yosuke is apparently getting some changes on how he treats outsiders." Kotaku, of course, coming in with the woke take here, and here's their explanation,
get
where they
hazmats.
too basically say this is not enough. And even when referring to previous iterations of this game that removed problematic content, that wasn't even enough back then, because they didn't actually manifest queer relationships in the franchise. That's right. Even if you remove the supposed transphobia and homophobia, if you don't provide some sort of a queer romance option in lieu of it, you're not doing enough. You're not a good enough ally, I'm sure is the kind of verbiage they use, but I try.
Oh my god, like these tourists, man. Like these. Oh my god, like these tourists. Oh, pity on their souls. Oh, bless their hearts. It's never enough because we wanna gay route. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? A gay route from a Japan studio, a Japanese studio? Get out of here. This, like, probably when pigs fly, it will exist, but in reality, especially if the studio is from Japan, which is I don't know if like they are they're accepting, but when it comes to like traditional roles, yeah, that ain't happening, pal.
Try to look up the author of this article, and of course I found them on Blue
classic.
Sky. That's where all of the games journalists hang out these days in their little cult-like echo chamber over here. And just looking through this guy's account, it's just a sad account, to be honest with you. And then you see posts like this saying, "You should assume more people you meet are gay, just like as a rule." been mistaken for a straight man multiple times today, and that stuff.
All right. Been mistaken for a straight man multiple times today, and that shit sucks. All right, let's see the pronouns. You know, he, him. That's cis. That's a cis male if I see one. Yep.
Here and just posts like this saying, you should assume
Like,
more.
imagine complaining that they mistake you as a straight man, even though like your pronouns are he, him. Like, get your priorities straight.
More people you meet are gay. Just like stuff sucks. LMFAO. This guy is literally pressed because strangers are assuming he is a straight man. The delicate sensibilities of Kotaku journalists, Blue Sky users, and all of the above combined. Very pathetic stuff, but of course Kotaku is still posting onto Twitter to the tune of 22 likes on 14,000 views, and they're getting
holy ratio
roasted in the comments. Of course, they hate Twitter, but they can't leave Twitter because they need the reach, even if it means they're being mocked 99% of the time when it comes to their engagements. You can see, whoa, a company bullied into changing its product for censorship, and piss-licking urinalist loves it. Thanks, regards, these sanitization.
No way. No. Yo. Who provoked Madam Savvy? Holy. What a comment. Whoa, a company bullied into changing its product for censorship and a piss-licking urinalist. Damn. You know what? Like, if I get this comment right here, you know what? You definitely know it's over. You might as well sit down and take it. Jesus.
Of fiction sure is swell and always leads to increased sales. Neanderthals. Well, always have the original and mods.
Oh,
so
man. Like, you definitely don't mess with modders. Even if Persona 4 releases on Steam, you know the modders would they will do in their power to restore Yosuke. Or even better yet, they will double down. I swear, if you provoke the original, you're gonna provoke the modders. And you definitely know you do not provoke the modders because they already live in a special place in hell, and they will not hesitate to make something out of spite of the changes, especially for Atlas or for Sega.
Game is now pro gay now. Hard pass for me. That's not going on my screen. Abysmal framing. Persona 4 had nothing offensive to remove, and if a character like Yosuke is too offensive, I can only imagine what changes they'll have lined up for characters like Naoto and Kanji. Further tampering of existing games and franchises is disappointing. That remake won't be getting any money from us. Now I know that they're gonna remove these two, and I absolutely love Funky Student. I highly recommend newcomers to try Golden instead. It's probably gonna be the best version, and it holds up well still to this day.
And also, they're gonna if my eyes perceive me or deceive me, is this a Japanese kid with an afro? If it is, the purists would come in and they will scream this is the race appropriation for having an afro on a Japanese kid is not up to code. They're gonna scream this is offensive. This should be for this hairdo is for African Americans or black people. Yo, they're gonna find this and they're gonna be triggered as heck.
As you can see, people are mocking this absolute debacle of a situation. Atlas has bent the knee. They're removing the problematic stuff, and they clearly have an eye on the Western audience. That seems to be the reason why they're doing all of this to begin with. I don't think anyone in Japan is worked up about any of this, but of course, the loudest screechers come from the West. And whether they're confused about the importance of these screechers from social media, they're over evaluating their importance in terms of who's interested in the game, or if they agree with them. We'll never really know, but at the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road, they're catering to them. Okay, they're catering to them, they're removing things, they're censoring things, and making it for today's era, which is an absolute disgrace for Atlas or any company these days, in this current era, as they say. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please give the video a like. Consider subscribing and turning on notifications for daily uploads, as well as multiple streams a week live here on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, that was a great video. As usual from Rev. Yeah, like they're always they never gonna stop. They will never stop. Like, this is what I hate the most, especially when you grew up with these games, like as a kid, and when you grew up with this series, and at one point one of the games of the series gets they gets, they abducted or gets taken control of by this quote unquote modern audience and ruin it for everybody because like they're nitpicking as something that they deemed offensive. Like, are we for real right now? Like, at this point, like all of our treasured memories for the games that we love will be no more, or be like will be destroyed because some idiot online would complain about something that doesn't need to be changed. There's this thing called mind your old damn business. If you don't like it, just move on and don't ruin it for everybody. Yeah, like just do not, because this is gonna be a result. Because if the company or a game studio bent the knee, they will never reach redemption, because you know why? They're already kneeling, and when you kneel, you never reach that far up high. So yeah, I made that up on the fly. But yeah, like always ridicule, always criticize every game studios that have been bent the knee for the past the past years, or probably throughout the future as well. Like, there's gotta be other game studios who are willing to bend the knee, because they would rather listen to the quote unquote modern audience that are like very tiny, very like the vocal minority, instead of the majority that, for one, they enjoy the games and they have been supporting throughout the years, that like without them, like the games would never became successful to begin with. So then again, they would just rather listen to the vocal minority and throwing the majority under the bus. And yeah, like, I will never give any respects to those game companies. And also, another thing is that we definitely need, like as I said before, during the video, like, we should bring back gatekeeping, man. Like, this shit needs to be stopped. Like, we need some elite grade gatekeeping. If the amount of gatekeeping is gonna start a controversy, and if it starts a controversy, then we'll welcome it. We need to gatekeep, because this has gone too far. Our beloved games, they're pretty much destroyed, or being destroyed by these fools, by these ghouls on the internet. So yeah, better protect your games, because at some point they're not the games that you remembered of.